there's a couple things on this that trying to figure out exactly what he needs for it. So I've got some parts coming, and every couple days we'll have something new coming in for it, and then we'll slowly get it all together and put it on. We've already done a bunch of the suspension and BMR K-member and all that stuff, and there's gonna be a lot of figuring out on the nitrous side of things of what it exactly needs. But as far as the OTR intake, had to order a couple parts, which they'll be here tomorrow, so it's gonna be a couple days until this one's done.
And this is strictly nitrous, right?
He doesn't have any boost or anything like that. He wants to run naturally aspirated, he wants to run nitrous, so he wants tunes for both of those, and he wants to race the car. So I'm trying to get him into making it more of a race car than a street car. But you know, like the big ass brakes that he has and all that stuff. So trying to talk him into it, but just doing one thing at a time. So he's got a whole laundry list of stuff, like a big wing and a parachute and all that stuff. Got the whole intake done by Nitrous Express. They did a whole direct port nitrous kit on it. So it's got a pretty killer nitrous kit on it, but I'm not a nitrous guy. I don't do a whole lot of nitrous stuff, so I have no idea if it's going to be an 8-second car, 9-second car. I have no idea, but basically just put it all together and take it to the track and see what happens. Yeah, so for the OTR intake, you got to do an EcoBoost radiator, which on our website, I do sell the OTR intake, and then I'll let everybody know that you got to buy an EcoBoost radiator, cut it down a little bit to lower it, and then that's pretty much it. And then you have all the room for the OTR intake. So you know, you can kind of see what needs to be done. I've never really done a video on how it's done, but you can see little snippets, and you know, hopefully anybody that buys one of those in the future can refer to this video, and you know, they can at least visually see how it's supposed to go. It's pretty straightforward, but I still get questions almost daily on how to install them, so at least you can see it. It has the tube front kit, so there's a lot of extra room and stuff like that. So just little things that car has that's deleted that not a lot of people do. So you have a lot more room to put the turbos and exhaust and everything ran up all through there. And that's why we have all the room in the front, because we cleared everything out that we didn't need for racing. Make something for the stock cars, but the stock cars have all this factory electronics, all this shielding and everything, and stock frame rails. There's not a whole lot of room, so it'll take a little bit of figuring out to do. It's possible, it just takes time.
How?
Just edit the holy music or whatever, with the light. Whenever I had the NA car and got the NA record and everything.
You did these builds?
No.
Oh, okay.
I gotta do that. But yeah, whenever I had the NA car, I made the whole video about it. But basically, all the factory cold air intakes, they go out, they go right here, and they go through this little tiny hole. That's where they get all their airflow from. If you have a closed box intake, if you have an open one, then it just sucks hot air from the engine bay. Those were good, and you know, you picked up some quarter-mile times with it, but I was needing, you know, obviously simple motor terms like more air, more fuel, more power. So trying to figure out a way to get more air into the motor, so figured, why don't I try to get something that comes out to the center, it gets force fed through the grill, and that's where this came up. So made this, sold a lot of them for a while. Now it's kind of died down because like everybody and their mother copied it.
Yeah.
So but yeah, so this, you know, as far as I had a customer that I sent it out to, and like I think North Carolina, I think he's got the NA record for a GT350. He put this on and he got real technical with it, had all the airflow data broke down on like an Excel spreadsheet, and this intake versus like some of the stuff you can buy off the shelf, and none of them compared to this one as far as flow. And then I used to remember all the numbers specifically on top of my head, but we literally pick up a couple mile an hour to the eighth and the quarter with just doing this. But it's more of just a race intake, so you're not gonna put it on your daily driver and drive it through the rain and, you know, try to do regular daily driver things with it. It doesn't really idle that nice. It doesn't drive that nice, although we are working on something for that. I did do a little revision to this and put it on that naturally aspirated Mach 1, and that one actually drives like stock. So we're going to try it again on this one, and if it works out, then that's 2 for 2, and I think we kind of found a solution for somebody that wants an intake that's going to drive almost like factory and still have all the good effects that this gives you. So that's kind of the plan. But we'll get this on some more and keep going with it.
Now, is he taking this for a street car, or is this more like a casual sleeper?
He's went through some stuff, and
He was in the Marines, so he's pretty hardcore.
He's pretty hardcore dude, and so now he's at the point of his life where he's just like, screw it, I want what I want, and I'm gonna just do whatever I want. So he's kind of going more towards the race car aspect of it, but I mean, it's still got AC, it's still got the Brembo brakes, and nothing about it is making it not a street car. But like I said, the bigger nitrous stuff, bigger intake manifold, doing the OTR, he's kind of transitioning to making it a dedicated race car now. But like I said, if he wants to go drive it to dinner and go get groceries with it, he'll still be able to do that with AC and everything. So still kind of a street car, but he's going to use it for racing. That crash bar.
Oh yeah.
It comes down right here for that. You have to remove this so you have the room for the box. All the room in the world.
He's learning.
What did you mean? You know how many of these I've done?
Got to, learn the radius, the corners, show the little professionalism there.
Radius, the corners.
Yeah.
You got a tool hidden somewhere that radius is
Yeah, you
corners?
take the plastic off and you massage it. That's all right. You're getting there. I'll give you a B.
Minus.
If it were, say A, it would have been right there,
Well, yeah.
Right there.
Yeah. But you got to get it on and off with this still on
That
there.
ain't no hill for a climber.
If it's
Kind of hard.
If it's tight, you can't get it on and off.
Well, you don't have any flex?
What's gonna blow up there and make it blow up? The hood's gonna be closed.
No, I'm saying to get it off if you had it tight.
Oh. But there's no clamp that
Got-
goes right there. You split it in half to fit this.
Lot cleaner. Professional, Boyd.
What?
This one, not like that one where they crush the condenser and everything else to get it in.
Oh, well. That's my buddy who made that one. He's the only one that called me and asked me if he could copy the kit before he did it. I told him yeah. And he made his own version, which
Sucked.
I'm not saying that. I just think mine looks very good. Eric, you messing with me or no? I'm missing one washer for the ARP. Yeah, you did. No, I didn't.
That was you, bro.
And I could probably steal one from my collection over here.
I mean, God knows you got enough. I can't talk right now. I gotta go to work. I got a car that has to start.
Okay. Is he looking at you right now?
No. He's over the phone.
And then good old Jeffrey. You want to become a man today or stay a little boy?
You always talk.
Oh, yeah. You got a lot of camera time in the last video.
Oh, yeah? What you need help with?
I don't need help. I'm just trying to bring you to manhood. If you're about
That sounds mad suspect.
It's not a pause moment. That wasn't sus.
Nah, that needs a pause.
I'm just
What are
trying
you?
trying to see if you're about that life or not. If you're trying to grow up today. Do some torquing on a V8 for once instead of a Honda.
That with my left hand. What are you talking about?
We got to see that. All right, we're gonna get you on here then. We should time it. You should somebody do one side, I'll do the other side, so you can do it faster.
Just asking for it to be wrong.
I'm about to say, yeah, maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we should. We'll wait till we put my motor together.
Yeah, we could
can
do
that.
something different.
We could do that on my motor, maybe not this one. So anyways, if you haven't if you don't know what's going on, this is a 5.5 liter from RPG. A lot of compression. You got a set of stage 3 comp cams. Why is it every time I talk you come over here? Every time. You got 30 other reels you can choose from.
I gotta go to that car right there.
Messing up the shot. You done?
2 hours later.
Sweet time, right?
I'm done.
Anyways, it's a 5.5 liter NA Coyote with Frankenstein ported heads. It's a Gen 3 setup. So we got like some custom comp stage 3s for it. As far as cams, which I have never dealt with on a naturally aspirated combo, but that's what RPG was saying is the best for this. And then we got a billet Frankenstein intake manifold for it. A couple other little things. So I did post on my Instagram that this was in the car and we were doing a dyno pool, but had a little issue with the bottom end, so I had to take it back out, send it back to him, let him fix the issue, and then now it's going to go back in the car. But whenever it was in the car and we did our first dyno pool, realized that the intake manifold and cams that he had were great for the stock bottom end with the lower compression, but with this motor and the higher compression, I needed a little bit more camshaft and a little bit more intake volume. So we're going to change all that and then put it back together. Hopefully it makes a lot more power this go around and stays together. Yes, pretty much. I mean, I know I got to order like some nitrous solenoids and plumb the nitrous kit, and then I think he wants to do a different set of rear springs, and he got like a rear subframe support that he just brought to us, so we need to do that. From there, I think we could actually dyno it, and then after the dyno we could put his wing and his parachute and all that stuff on it. But as far as like actually running, it's pretty close. I just need to order a couple more parts and get it in and put it on the car. Alright, so that's the end of this video. We did a little bit on the red Mustang. We did an OTR intake and all that good stuff. We still have a little bit more to do with it, but we had the 5.5 liter come back from RPG, and I needed to put that one together because that customer has a race that he needs to make, and he's in a little bit more of a time crunch. So finishing putting together this motor, timing it, and getting it assembled as a long block, and I'm going to give it over to Eric and he can put it in the car. So next video, that'll be something that'll be in there, is we'll be finishing up the red car, putting together the 5.5 liter NA Mustang, and then we also have a bunch of stuff going on with Martha. We did finally get a date for Dylan to come down to wire the car, which is going to be in about 2-3 weeks. So Martha's going to come together really quickly in the next month or so. So Martha's going to come together really quickly in the next month or so. We're going to finish up this car, and then we're going to have this 5.5 liter getting ready to go back to racing and give it back to the customer. So it should be pretty interesting. We got the 5.5 liter. Like I said, nobody really knows what's going on with these motors, what kind of horsepower they make. We'll be able to show you guys that. And then we'll have this stock motor car on a bunch of nitrous, you know, making some power pulls. So it'll be pretty interesting on the next video to watch.